shall we? Let's get to it. Now, the first thing that I have to mention about the Dodge Dart is the interior. Everything just feels well made. Nothing feels cheap. Everything's got that nice soft touch to it. This nice leathers, these nice stitching. Nothing feels like plastic. So it just feels like a really well made and really well built interior inside the car. In all of my previous reviews, I've always said that the cockpit inside cars like this, packed with technology, is my favorite part of the car. And sitting here, I've got my steering wheel, which actually, they haven't fallen into that pit that they've put too many buttons on the steering wheel. There's actually quite a nice amount of buttons on the steering wheel. The one thing I don't get, though, is that this car does have a voice recognition system, but I've got two different voice recognition buttons. I've got a voice recognition button just for, you know, my navigation and pretty much everything else controlling the car, and then I've got another separate one for my phone. So I just feel like that could have been one. They've also fallen into this pitfall of putting buttons on the back of the steering wheel. So while like these buttons up front are confusing, I understand what all of them do. I have no idea what the buttons on the back of my steering wheel do. Absolutely no. Like, how am I supposed to know what they do if I can't even see them? In front of me here on my dashboard, I've got this fantastic mix between like analog readouts and digital readouts. On my left, I've got an analog tachometer for my RPM. On my right, I've got an analog fuel gauge to show me how much fuel I've got. And then in the middle, I've got this fantastic LCD screen, which is really highly customizable, actually. You can have analog speedometers, you can have digital speedometers. I've got the digital one set up here right now. The one thing I do have to say about this screen, though, is that I don't think it blends very well into the dash, whereas Ford kind of has this fantastic mix between analog and digital screens and just actual physical moving parts. This one, you can actually see that the screen is it's going to sound really stupid, but you can actually see the screen isn't part of the dashboard. It doesn't blend well with the analog. And I know that's nitpicking, but at night you can notice it and it's like, it doesn't really look the greatest. To my right here is the centerpiece of the car, an 8.4-inch touchscreen LCD that just quite literally consumes your face. When I first found out that I was going to get a Dart, I was really excited about actually using this 8.4-inch touchscreen, and a lot of people say that it's too distracting, it's too big. I don't think it's distracting at all. I think it's a nice blend right into the dashboard. And quite honestly, if you're doing 100 kilometers an hour down the road, better it be a big screen than a small screen that you can't see anything, and it's hard to touch the buttons. And on that note, this screen and the Uconnect software that Chrysler has thrown into this, I think really utilizes the screen space well. The icons are, they're larger than normal, but they're not too large. It blends really well with the screen. From this screen, I can pretty much control my entire car. I mean, I've got my climate control, my satellite navigation, my mobile phone settings, and everything else. Chrysler has actually teamed up with Garmin to do the navigation system in this car. And when you hear that, you think, wow, okay, so it's a reputable brand. They make some awesome GPSs. But when I typed in an address on Lakeshore Boulevard the other day in Toronto, it didn't find it. And it's not like Lakeshore Boulevard's like some back alleyway too. It's essentially a highway. In fact, you can kind of see that this car is pushing towards the future because they've taken the CD drive off the dashboard and actually hidden it in the center console here. Well, actually, it's got a door on it, so just in case I spill any Mountain Dew in there, I guess. This particular Dodge Dart is the Grand Touring model, so it's got these nice little luxuries here and there. One of those is the Alpine sound system. And when you hear Alpine sound system, you know it's gonna be good. And it did not disappoint. Fantastic speakers in this car. Now, this whole YouTube channel is based on technology. And while the Dart is very technologically advanced, it's got tons of awesome gizmos and gadgets. My favorite feature is something that's not a gizmo or gadget at all. My favorite feature can be found under the ass of the passenger with this little fantastic smuggler's compartment. And like I said before, it's not very technologically advanced, it's just awesome and so cool that they put it there. I don't imagine that border security likes too many Dodge Darts rolling through there. Hello, sir, we need to check under your passenger's ass. Smuggler's compartment.
After driving the Dodge Dart GT, I actually only had it for about 4 or 5 days, but in that time, I really fell in love with the car. I just can't get over how well crafted and just how well made the interior actually felt. I also really enjoy that Dodge is packing this car with tons of gizmos, gadgets, and other cool pieces of technology because they know that technology is the future of driving. It just makes the driving experience a lot more comfortable and a lot more fun. If there's anything that I'd actually want to change about the Dart, it's that it just needs more power. It needs to be more sporty. The particular model that I had had a 2.4 liter L4 multi-air Tiger Shark engine, which produced 184 horsepower, so just something with a little more oomph to get it really to that sportiness of a car. With a base price of just a little bit over $23,000, I think that the Dodge Dart is a definite model that you're going to want to check out and take for a test drive from your local dealership. If you have any questions about the car or features that you saw in the video or didn't see in the video, don't hesitate to leave a comment down below. I'd be more than happy to help you out. In the meantime, if you'd like to check out some more automotive reviews, please visit youtube.com/DiMarco Productions. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.